We're hanging out with Lisa Desatnik today to talk about all things dog training. She is a certified dog trainer, and specifically we're touching on the adolescent stage, which I believe for people is kind of hard too. It sounds like it's hard for dogs as well.
Think about the challenge it is for parents when they go through that with their human kids. It is a tough time for that brain, right? So lots of neural changes. You've got so much impulsivity because that portion of the brain is developing. The portion of the brain that is developing last is the prefrontal cortex, which is the thinking and the reasoning part. The part that would say, you know what, let's just kind of think this through. Well, that's out for lunch. So, but there are positives too. We just need to think about it differently. And we need to think about what skills are going to help and how can we help them to navigate this in the most positive way that's going to get out of this phase with some good skills when they become an adult.
Mm-hmm. And what age would you say qualifies as adolescent for dogs? Because obviously it's different than people.
And it varies, one dog to the next. So it can be anywhere from 4 to 6 months, and it can go up to 2+ years for a really large breed. It can even go up to 3-4 years.
And one dog that you did help succeed, Ebony, who we have gotten to see some fun exercises with today. Tell me about what she was like when you first started working with her and how she's progressed.
Ebony was practicing those leash skills that people get frustrated with. Barking, lunging, I think, trying to get off the leash. Lots of frustration. They were really careful about distance and environment when we take her out and do things with her so that we can help her to succeed and we can grow that side of her as she becomes an adult.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of the different activities that folks can do with their adolescent dogs? I know there are games maybe that you could play, different enrichment tools that you could use. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. So if you're frustrated with your dog walking on a leash, stop and work on some things that are going to help you in the long run, like doing some attention games with them. We practiced that today with Ebony. There was no leash pressure. It was a longer leash. So the leash was not a hindrance to our training at all. She was just paying attention to me because I was valuable to her in the environment. The other thing to think about is adolescents take a lot longer to decompress from stress, from emotions. So we need to make sure that we're building in decompression time. Things like sniffing and chewing, letting them just relax and chill. And speaking of relaxing, your adolescent dog is going to have lots of needs for high energy stuff. But a mistake that people can make is then they feel like, well, then they got to keep exercising that dog because that dog needs to keep exercising until the dog is just completely worn out. And remember, your adolescent needs that rest to build resilience and, just to grow into a healthy dog.
And I know we've just kind of scratched the surface on this, but if somebody at home is in need of some help with their adolescent dog, where can people get in touch with you?
Sure. So I have a website. It's somuchpetential.com, like potential, but with an E for pet. On Facebook, it's the same. My page is So Much Potential, and same on Instagram.